Jeffrey ego lifts. The cardinal sin of weightlifting. He knows deep down in his mind that he can't lift that weight, that it's dangerous. But there's some women in the gym and Jeffrey wants to impress them. So he makes loud noises, he huffs and puffs, and he's ready to lift that weight, and ouch. Not only has he injured himself, but he also might have injured some other innocent gym goers around him. Jeffrey needs to implement the mindset that you're gonna learn from this video. Adonis is strong, muscular, and sexy. You see him lifting the heaviest weights, and so you want to copy him. You load up the bar, and then you feel a hand on your shoulder. It's Adonis. He gives you a piece of wisdom that stays inside of your mind for a while. You don't need to impress me, son. Longevity is the key. He helps you take off most of the weight to get to a weight that you can comfortably and safely use. And that's how you make progress day in and day out, till eventually you're looking pretty damn strong yourself. Alright, so it's 2019 and I'm going to the gym with my friend Bu. I remember it was a cold day. There was like a 5-minute walk to the gym and I'm wearing like these fucking short shorts. And this was before I started properly training legs. Like, you know, I'd train legs like it was supposed to be twice a week, but it would be more like twice every 2 to 3 weeks or some shit. I'm walking there, it's fucking freezing. We get in the gym, no stretching, no real warm-up. We go on leg press. My form's not that great, range of motion is kind of like not full, and I'm matching his weight. And he was like built bigger than me, but it was this ego because I had been lifting longer than him, so I felt like we should at least be able to use the same weight. If not, I should be stronger. I should be stronger than him technically. Leg press is fine, it's like hard as but then we go on to do RDLs, Romanian deadlifts. He loads up his deadlift weight, which I still remember was 2 red plates. I think it was 2, or maybe it was 1 red and 1 blue on each side, which equals to 120 kilograms. He does his set of RDLs, he's looking nice and clean, like that's some good strength as well, 120 kg, like nice slow reps. I'm doing it and it's like, it's very fucking heavy for me. And so my form's not that great, I'm like stretching the hamstrings, but I don't really feel it in my hamstrings too much, my back is curled. I do like a set of like 5 reps, back's all twisted and shit, and you know, it's not feeling so great. He does it again, his form's looking good, but you know, I didn't have the confidence or the humility to just kind of take more weight off. In the second set, on the first rep, something literally just fucking snaps. And I think I still have the video clip, so we'll play it now. At the moment of the snap of my hamstring, there's like a loud snapping noise, and I'm pretty sure that that noise is like, you know, somewhere else in the gym. I know it's from my fucking muscle, but like it happens at the exact same time, and I remember it being fucking painful. My hamstring just seems to like snap or pull, you know, something happens and I'm like, it's in pain. I drop the weight, I'm like, literally I can't even like step on it properly or anything. I remember it was so painful that I literally just got drunk straight afterwards, like literally straight afterwards. We go back to his place, just grab liquor like we're adults or some shit, and just start drinking it to like ease away the pain. That's some fucking like, oh, I'm a 40-year-old with lots of pain type of shit. That's cringe, bro. And I've said that this is the exercise that snapped my hamstring, but it wasn't the exercise. The Romanian deadlift is a fantastic and safe exercise. It was me who snapped my own hamstring. The reason why I bring this up now is because just yesterday I occurred another gym injury. It's my second like pretty like, you know, big annoying injury since the hamstring one. So I've only ever had like 3 injuries in 7-8 years of weightlifting, which I think is pretty damn good as well. But this one, I was bench pressing yesterday and we were doing heavy weights, going for 1 rep maxes, and form was looking good and everything, and it's weight that we've relatively used before. So me and my friend Chris were like pushing each other, try a couple of 1 rep maxes that I don't hit, so I'm reducing the weight a bit more, and eventually I get down to 100 kg. So 100 kg is like the 220 plates on the bench press. It looks really nice, and I've hit this weight multiple times, like many times for sets of 3. Today I'm feeling kind of tired, so I hit it for 2, do a couple of sets, then eventually I'm going for the final set. I re-rack the weight without me even pressing it or bringing the weight down. Something just fucking twinges in my shoulder or my neck straight away. It's just painful as so I rack the weight and it's just like I literally can't even move my neck. Like even right now, like this is the range of motion that I have with my neck right now before it hurts. Like there, that's as much as I can move my neck right now. It fucking kills. Like this much, and like there's pain, bro. There's literally pain. I've got video clips of what happened, so you can see it right now. The actual like set that it happened on, I didn't really do like much wrong. Maybe there's someone who's more advanced will come in and critique my form, and maybe, you know, I grabbed the bar a bit wrong or something, but like you can see I didn't really do much wrong. So what I believe was the cause for this was that over the last few weeks, like I felt really fatigued and weak Like I had all the signs there for not so much overtraining, because you know I do think overtraining is like a lot further than what most people think. Like my body wasn't really feeling like for the last few weeks. My joints have been like achy, my muscles have been sore and taking longer to recover, and I've just been like weak. Every time I come to the gym, it's like my strength actually goes down, even though like I've been either maintaining or bulking a little bit. That was my sign to listen to my body and just think, yeah, let me ease off. I should have just done a deload week, 2 deload weeks, and I would have been back to it like nice and motivated, ready to destroy the gym. But I carried on. Each and every session I felt weak, I'd come back the next day, dose up on pre-workout and try and hit more heavy weight, more 1 rep maxes. Like, how silly is this? I wasn't feeling right and I attempted multiple 1 rep maxes whilst like my joints weren't feeling so good. It's a rookie mistake, and it's like, it's so weird for me to be like saying this, because it's like, you know, I'm years into this and like I should know better. But sometimes you can just kind of get into the flow of things. You can be hyped up for the gym and you kind of forget so essential like safety protocols. If you've been going to the gym for a while, like let's say more than a couple of years, listen to your body. Like your body will tell you when you should take time off the gym. I know that I end every one of my videos by saying do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Honestly, after a couple of years of going to the gym, you don't really need to listen to that quote anymore, because sometimes like you don't feel like going to the gym and it's like you actually shouldn't. Now if you're a complete beginner, if you've been going to the gym consistently for less than 1 or 2 years, then yes, follow the quote. You must keep increasing your discipline, and it's like your mind is going to convince you to take time off the gym when you didn't actually need to. But if you're more advanced, you should probably listen to your body. What I love about my personality is the humility I have. I came home from that injury, you know, in pain and everything. First thing I did was grab my journal out and like journal literally, what can I learn from this? Like that's a pretty fucking good mindset that I'm proud of. And what I wrote down after like a couple of pages was that longevity is the key. I have my entire life to build this strength and this muscle. I pushed myself extremely hard over the last month because, you know, I'm trying to make gains and like I want to show the boys that I'm getting bigger every month and stuff. But longevity is the key. Whatever weight that I want to be able to lift, however strong I want to be or however big I want to get, I have my entire life to hit it. So impatience and not respecting the weight right now can only cause detriments to that long-term, lifelong goal. If you're feeling those symptoms of like overtraining or fatigue and you just keep pushing it in the gym, take some time off, man. I loved David Goggins' book Can't Hurt Me, but a lot of the things he talked about were fucking stupid. And if you've read the book, you'll be like, yeah, like, you know, he is hardcore and stuff, but it's like, he's someone else, okay? That's you know, we look up to him, that's like really disciplined, but bro, you're not David Goggins. If you feel fatigued, if you feel like your joints are getting fucked, if you feel like you're about to injure yourself, stop. If you've got an injury, don't continue training. There's certain people who can do that and it's like, yo, fair enough, it's his, like, you know, it's his business now and he's really famous. Chances are you don't have like the same like personality type as him, and you're not going to benefit from injuring yourself further and further and further. Longevity is the key. However much muscle you want to make this month because you want to like push really hard, you're going to make that muscle anyway. We're never going to quit weightlifting. We're never going to quit this pursuit of like building the 10 out of 10, you know, the physique that we're so proud of. We're never going to quit that. But anything that can severely like be a detriment, that can change the whole trajectory of this journey, you should be very careful with. There's some injuries that can fully take you out of weightlifting, whether physically because you just can't come to the gym and do, you know, a lot of exercises, or even psychologically where you're kind of like scared to go to the gym, where you really don't want to risk it anymore. Just be careful and have humility. No matter how advanced you are, your technique could probably use some adjustments. And when you're really pushing it and you think you're having like fantastic workouts, that's awesome. Like, we all love that feeling. Just make sure that you take the time to ensure that you're training safely. What we're discussing here is a side effect of something called bigorexia. I think it's called bigorexia. It's kind of like anorexia, but for like the guys who want to get big. It's almost like it can be seen as like a mental illness. I know you're going to disagree straight away. You'd be like, no, this isn't. But I used to see these posts of like, you know, bigorexia, like young men are like feeling pressured to be muscular. And I used to think, no, you know, that's gay. Like yeah, we can build muscle. This isn't like a mental problem or anything. I'm seeing more and more truths of it. We do have a big pressure amongst us to be muscular and as strong as possible. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you're someone who goes to the gym like a lot, you'll know that this is probably like the best thing in your life. This is probably like the most productive thing you do. So we are so grateful for it. But this bigorexia, like this pressure that we have to become, you know, muscular, and, you know, we see it in like society, we see it with all the Hollywood actors. It can lead to some detriments. There are more and more young men who are taking steroids way before they should. You know, steroids steroids is something that like you could consider if you really want to become like a professional in the sport, and there are like good reasons to take it, but you're supposed to do so in like a very calculated, safe manner. But it's such like, you might not have, you know, taken it, you might not have any friends, but it's like, it's such like a thing in gyms where like there'll be a couple of big lads who take it, and like new people will kind of see them taking it in like the gym changing rooms or talking about it, and they'll get new friends, and like it'll become like a thing. The more and more that I'm in like the culture of like the bros, and when I was in kickboxing, I would hear so much more of like guys talking about, yeah, like they've done a couple of cycles and it like kind of messed them up and stuff, and you know, they got really strong, but then they just kind of like stopped taking it and f***ed up the testosterone natural production. I think a lot of our identity is based on how big and muscular we are, because we know that we do get like more respect from other people if we are bigger. We know that we get more options when we're dating, and it just makes us feel like good about ourselves to feel physically strong. It's great to be obsessed with fitness. It's probably the best thing that if you're gonna become obsessed with something, make it fitness. But make sure that you get obsessed with all parts of it which will aid your growth. So don't just become obsessed with training, you know, training really hard. Also get obsessed with recovering. Get obsessed with making sure that your sleep is like fantastic. Get obsessed with your nutrition, learning and experimenting with how different foods impact your body. Be obsessed with great technique for all the exercises that you do. This is a truly beautiful journey, and we don't want any of our boys to have to take weeks or even months out because you just kind of like overlooked the safety aspect of things. So I'm gonna rest up for about a week now, and it honestly, like, I know a week doesn't sound like long, but it is quite psychologically like saddening to know that I'm not gonna go and do like my favorite part of the day for the next 6 days. I'm taking a rest day today, and you know, I'm being productive and stuff, but like I'm literally physically in pain, but like I'm missing like my favorite habit of the day. You don't want to train so hard and injure yourself, and then, you know, for the pursuit of gains and because you love the gym, and then have to miss out on the thing that you love. But I'll come back stronger. I'm feeling kind of grateful for this because this is my experience of the importance of recovery. I get to share that piece of wisdom with you, so it's like, you know, someone else benefits from this. And I know that this is the point for me that I'm going to take stretching and like perfecting my technique way more importantly. Scroll down right now and click on the share button underneath this video. Send the link over to a friend who might need it. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.